thumbs up from pace car driver Johnny Goddard. Your pole man is Pietro Pagano. Chris Dixon is looking at his feet. They're staring each other out as they run up to start-finish. Pace car gone. Pagano drops the hammer. I think he's got the whole shot. Chris Dixon coming in from wide, round the outside. It's brave. Pagano's giving him room. It'll be round the outside once again, and Bolton's on the outside as well. It's 2 by 2, 4, 6, 8 wide. It's just like rolling up, except at speed. Pagano's got the lead. Dixon goes to cover off any moves on him in second. He might be slow off the corner, and a chance for Neil. Neil through to third. Dixon. Neil through to second. Dixon to third. Moore in fourth place. Ahead of Bolton, Darville, Hornsby, David Whitehouse. I think he's just put a move in on kart number 18, Simon Lloyd. So up front, Pagano leads by 0.7 of a second. Ahead of Harry Neal, Chris Dixon, Rob Moore, with Bolton closing in. Harrison Darville, Luke Hornsby is 7th, David Whitehouse 8th, Simon Lloyd and Mike Townley rounded out the top 10. And Bolton looking for a way by Moore. Oh, Moore went deep into that one. He's looking over his shoulder, he's trying to show Jack Bolton the outside. Three wide maybe, down into turn one. Here comes Bolton, can he get it done? He can't. Moore opens up the steering on the exit and manages to keep ahead. And here comes Darville pushing his nose in. But Bolton should have the inside for turn 4. And Pagano is pulling clear. Neil is pulling with him, Chris Dixon. Moore in fourth, still holding on Jack Bolton. And if Bolton's got any pretension of winning this one, he might need to get this done on Rob Moore pretty sharpish. And he's doing it now. Oh, and did Bolton collect Rob Moore there? Is that a penalty? Hornsby goes straight on to Bolton. Rob Moore gets restarted. Darville and Mike Townley is ground to a halt just ahead of me. Up front, it's still Pietro Pagano, and I'm pretty sure Harry Neal is edging closer to him and pulling Chris Dixon back into the fight. We might have a race on for the win here. It's game on at the front. Pietro Pagano leads Harry Neal, Chris Dixon. It's definitely game on. Everything's still running right. Fourth place, Bolton. Darville, not sure if Bolton's got a penalty though for a possible clash. So, game on at the front. Is Neil going to strike early, or is he going to try and follow Pagano? He might not be able to. With Chris Dixon in the mix as well, he might not have Pagano all to himself. So he might have to show his hand early. Harrison Darville is on the bumper of Jack Bolton in fourth place and looking for a way by. Down into that hairpin. Not quite there. Lloyd Whitehouse in kart number 3. Ahead of Justin Buck, Luke Hornsby, Peter Harris, Chris Murray. Murray in 11th as my camera work goes to pot. And Sean Hollingsworth, Shawnee boy, trying to make a move on Stephen Scully, trying to break into the top 10. Work to do. David Whitehouse going to work on Justin Buck, and I can tell you Pietro Pagano has pulled out a couple of kart lengths on Harry Neal. Not quite broken the toe, but Chris Dixon has moved in to his bumper in 3rd place. Let's put back to our leaders. So it's Pagano, that gap's gone. So a couple of good corners from Harry Neal. He's put a kart length into Chris Dixon and got back in the toe, Pietro Pagano. Jack Bolton in 4th. Harrison Darville, Simon Lloyd, Justin Buck. Whitehouse. I think that's Whitehouse moving through. Oops. On Luke Hornsby. So moving up into 8th place. He might be actually recovering a position there. Peter Harris on the back bumper. The rest of the field streaming through. So it's game on at the front now with 3 minutes left. Neal is back on the bumper. And Chris Dixon is right there. That's your podium as it stands. I'm not sure that's the right order though. 3 minutes 16 left on the play clock. That's probably about 4, maybe even 5 laps. We appear to be waiting for something to kick off, I reckon. Bit of a loose strap, I'm guessing that's a seat insert that Pietro's using. He was in the lightweight class, so he is quite small. Mistake from Neal. Dixon continues to follow. Probably conscious of not getting dropped by Pagano, who's now got a couple more kart lengths. There's going to be a big, big draft coming off the back of Pagano down into turn 1, as that's where the wind's blowing from. Not sure it's a draft that you can trust to draft by to the finish line on the last lap. Dixon to the inside, can't get it done. Wasn't convincing, and it's lost him a couple of kart lengths, and Neal is released then to get back in the toe from Pagano. 1 minute 41. Is that 2 or 3 laps? I think that could be 2 more laps. Cross start finish once again. He's not getting away. Neal is edging back in again. It looks as though he might have one shot. One shot, and Pagano, with Pagano all to himself, as Dixon is right on the edge of losing the draft. The gap is under a kart length now. Harry Neal looking for a 3rd win on the trot. He bounced Pagano, I think, at Rye House on the last lap. Is he going to repeat the move? Coming through, is it the final lap board this time? Yes, it is. One more tour of the circuit into turn 1. Pagano's got a kart length, 2 kart lengths. Off the corner, he takes a look. He's managed to stretch the gap. We saw Joe Holmes perform an expert defence to the finish to hold off Dan Healy and win. He's not had to defend yet. He's still on the racing line. Neil takes a look over his shoulder. I hope that's not giving up on it. He's close enough. Maybe he needs to close in. He's back on the bumper. Does he get a good run off the corner? Yes, he does, but it's still just over a car length. That's too far. Final corner. Pagano is into the final corner. It's going to be a win for Pietro Pagano. The draft's not going to be enough. Pietro Pagano wins at Ellough Park in round 5. Harry Neal is second. Chris Dixon, an excellent third. Jack Bolton has lost. Jack Bolton is fourth. Harrison Darville, Justin Buck, Simon Lloyd, Peter Harris, David Whitehouse and Luke Hornsby rounds out the top 10. And that is the end of our morning programme. I hope you have enjoyed the show.